What's going on, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube home studio and desk setup tour for 2023. In March of last year, I started this YouTube channel, and while I've enjoyed it a lot, there definitely have been some challenges as well. One thing that I realized is not having the proper workspace will definitely affect not only the amount of work you get done, but also the quality of that work. This year, I not only want to be more productive and efficient here on YouTube, but I would like to improve on the quantity and quality of work I get done as well. To do so, I've gone ahead and done a complete makeover of my home studio and my desk setup. Starting off with the space itself, my home studio is a small 11-foot by 11-foot room in my house. It had yellow walls with white chair rails running along the walls, which in my opinion not only looked terrible, but dated the room as well. After a couple of videos in this space, I knew it had to be changed. To begin the makeover, I started by attempting to remove the chair rails, and well, it wasn't coming along as easy as I thought it would. So I called in for some reinforcements, and a couple of days later, my father and I tackled removing the chair rails together. I learned a valuable lesson there. It's not only about having the right tools for the job, but also having the knowledge to execute the job as well. We made quick work of the chair rails and moved on to sanding and filling some of the holes in the wall. A couple days prior, I had made my way to Home Depot to get the paint needed to make over the space. After going through some of the sample paint cards there, I landed on white as my base color for 3 out of the 4 walls to make the space not only brighter, but seem a tad bigger. And I went with Antique Tin by Behr for my accent wall color. I wanted a gray accent wall, but I didn't want it to be too dark or too light, and I believe this to be a great middle ground. Now, I can't seem to go into Home Depot without making my way over to the electrical tool display. I don't think many of you know this, but I'm currently working my way through a trade program to become a licensed electrician. As hard as it was not to buy a shiny new tool, right now just isn't the time. Well, maybe just this one square tip screwdriver. Getting back to the makeover, we prepped the walls and began painting. This was my first time prepping and painting walls, and I gotta say I enjoyed it a lot. Or it might have just been getting this project done with my old man, but either way, it was a great experience. After getting the foundation of the home studio set, I moved on to tackle the next step in the makeover, the built-in bookshelf. Before, with the yellow walls, the built-in had a burgundy finish that went along with that wall color. Now, I wanted the built-in to look and feel more seamless with the rest of the studio space, so I painted it white like the walls to give it and the space a consistent feel and appearance. I'm no designer, but I believe it's a definite improvement to the overall space. Once the paint dried, I added puck lights to a couple of the bookshelves to add a bit of lighting to the space. Here, I can now use this space to not only display some of my items and hobbies, but I can also use this as another backdrop for my videos. Decorating the bookshelf now, I have some of my school books from the electrical trade program. I also have the box from my Sony a7 IV, which I use to record all my YouTube videos, along with a couple of Apple product boxes as well. Am I the only one that keeps the boxes to their previous Apple products? Comment down below. I can't be the only one. Can I? There's also an Izuku Midoriya figurine from My Hero Academia, which is a great anime and you should definitely watch it. Some Zelda amiibos. Breath of the Wild is a once-in-a-lifetime game, and if you haven't played it yet, what are you doing with your life? Below the shelves, I have 2 cabinets that I'll be using for storage. I plan on changing out the decorations in this space from time to time, but the 2 top shelves are reserved for the 2 awards I hope to one day earn. First is the silver play button, which is the 100,000 subscriber plaque, and the second one is the gold play button for reaching 1 million subscribers. Both are lofty goals, but I believe that it is best for you to set goals for yourself That way it keeps you motivated and pushing yourself forward. On the side of the built-in, I put 2 hooks that I got from IKEA to hang my bags up. The first bag is my camera bag, video on this bag coming soon, and the second one is my school backpack. Overall, I'm pleased with how the built-in turned out and what it now brings to this space. When it comes to the desk setup, I've been getting by grabbing a small dining table we have and bringing it into my home studio to use as my desk. Needless to say, this hasn't been efficient or productive. This year, I would like to grow this YouTube channel, and I believe in order to do so, I need to be more organized and consistent. What better way to get these 2 things done than by having a permanent and dedicated workspace? With this desk setup, I hope to not only accomplish those 2 things, but also inspire others to put together their own desk setup as well. So after spending what feels like a lifetime scrolling through YouTube and Instagram looking at desk setups, I started to get an idea of what I liked and wanted to do. Of course, I would love to have a setup like Siobhan or Andres, but since I'm just starting out in my journey, I'm not quite there just yet. So when coming up with my first desk setup, 3 words came to mind, and they are clean, functional, and affordable. So with that in mind, I headed out to the one place that will have most of what I will need under one roof: IKEA. Is there a better place to go to when building a desk setup? Once I got there, I took to the showroom to get some more inspiration and ideas. After spending quite a bit of time at IKEA, I loaded up my cart and then my car and headed home. After weeks of looking at several desk setups, I finally have a desk setup of my own, and here it is, starting off with the desk, which I made out of several parts from IKEA. The desktop is a Salgin countertop in oak finish that is 77 by 26. I wanted to use a countertop because it not only looks great, but it's nice and sturdy and will be able to hold up what I put on it now and in the future as well. The countertop is resting on 2 legs, the first being a set of the famous Alex drawers in the gray turquoise finish. The Alex drawers are a staple in several desk setups, and for good reason. They not only help you stay organized and neat, but they are also stylish and affordable. The other leg is a mid-back trestle, which is also stylish and adds a bit of character to the setup. Powering my desk setup is my 16-inch M1 Max MacBook Pro. It's the base M1 Max model with a 10-core CPU, 32-core GPU, 32 gigs of unified memory, and a terabyte of storage. Fun fact, unboxing my M1 Max MacBook Pro was the very first video I posted here on YouTube. I'll go ahead and leave that linked up here and down below. In almost a year that I've had this MacBook, I haven't had any issues with it. When it comes to editing 4K videos, I might have heard the fans maybe once or twice. All this to say that the MacBook is a powerhouse that not only meets my needs, but goes beyond my expectations. To fix my posture while using my MacBook, I purchased a laptop stand off of Amazon by Amaton. It's a simple stand that raises the MacBook to eye level so I don't have to be hunched over while using the MacBook anymore. This allows me to keep my neck and my back in a better position, which helps me stay focused and work even longer. I will be doing a 1-year review on my 16-inch M1 Max MacBook Pro in the coming months to go more in depth on just how great it really is. So don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned. While my MacBook display was plenty big for mobile work, I wanted a dedicated monitor that I can plug my MacBook into to have an even larger display to work off at my desk. While the studio display is the obvious choice to pair with the MacBook Pro, I simply couldn't justify spending $2,000 for my preferred model with the height and tilt adjustment stand. Even the base $1,500 model seemed a bit much. This LG monitor retailed for $700 when it first came out, but recently it's consistently on sale for around $500, which is a third of the price of the base studio display. And through Amazon's Renew program, it can even be had for $460. That's a 4K display with LG's Ergo stand for less than $500. Now, when I came across that same display for $380, nearly 50% off the original price and less than a third of the price of the base model studio display, I knew I couldn't pass off this deal. On the back of the monitor, I installed 2 light bars from Govee. I wanted to have lights coming off the back of the monitor, not only because it looks great, but when working at night, having light bouncing off the walls will help your eyes not strain as much. These light bars are RGB ICWW. The IC stands for independent control, which makes multiple colors showing on one light bar simultaneously possible. They have several segments in the light bar that can be broken down to display different colors, along with different modes and features. I believe these to be the best, affordable, fully featured light bars out right now. Right below the monitor are my new peripherals of choice, the Logitech K380 Bluetooth keyboard and the Logitech Signature M650 wireless mouse. I went with the K380 because it not only was the most affordable Bluetooth keyboard for Mac, but it also looks great as well. Typing on this keyboard feels similar to the keyboard on my MacBook Pro. But I have been eyeing a couple of mechanical keyboards as well, so we'll see if I pick any of those up anytime soon. While the M650 is no MX Master 3S mouse, it still provides some of the features like customizable buttons, silent clicks, and a great scroll wheel for a fraction of the cost. With this being my first desk setup, I wanted to start off with more of a budget build to see where the setup is lacking and improve upon that. By the way, all the links to the products covered in this video will be listed down below, so if anything interests you, it will be easier for you to find. I placed my keyboard and mouse on a felt desk mat that I got from Amazon by Firebee. I went with a gray desk mat not only because I believe it will contrast well up against the oak finish of the tabletop, while not allowing the white keyboard and mouse to completely blend in with it, but it will also provide some protection for the countertop as well. Over the desk, I have 2 pegboards from IKEA, which I put up side by side. I'm using the pegboards to hold up some decor like these IKEA plants to splash a bit of greenery on the setup. There's also a grade card I strapped to the pegboard, a phone gimbal I got a couple years back, a shelf that holds the kit lens I got with my camera, and the box for my latest iPhone, the 14 Pro Max. I also have a clear container with some accessory hooks to help hang some things on the pegboard for some revolving decor. I like the look and feel the pegboard brings to the setup, and I'm glad I went with 2 pegboards instead of just 1. Now, one of the most important parts of any desk setup is the lighting. Starting from the top, I have a small light bar I purchased off of Amazon by Luxio to splash some light down from the pegboard. It's RGB, so it can change colors to help change the mood depending on what I'm doing. Then, on the desk itself, I have a small lamp I picked up from, yes, yet another IKEA purchase. I wanted a desk lamp I can use when working late at night and don't want to use the room lights. And it looks nice on the desk as well. Last bit of lighting on the desk is a light strip I picked up from Govee. I mean, is it really a desk setup if it doesn't have a light strip? No, but I just wanted a light strip to splash a bit of light up against the wall. Not sure if I'll be doing any RGB effects as much, but having several different sources of light is great for any desk setup. I also threw another IKEA plant on the desk with a white plant pot to continue adding greenery to the desk. With all the additions to the desk setup, I thought it was time to invest in a bit of security, so I ordered a clone to watch over the setup. And not just any clone, but Tech from the Bad Batch. No, but really, the desk felt a little bare and lacking a personal touch, so I ordered my very first Funko Pop, which brought together 2 of my favorite things, Tech and Star Wars. This will probably be the first of many as the desk setup continues to evolve. Underneath the desk, I have a small footrest, so I can rest my feet during long editing sessions, which continues my goal of having an ergonomic desk setup that will be comfortable to use during short bursts of work and long editing sessions. I also picked up this utility cart from IKEA in white so I can use it while recording videos to hold my gear and easily move items from place to place. It can also double as another storage location in the studio as well. Something I did fail to address in this desk setup was the chair. I'm still using this basic computer chair we got from Wayfair a while back. It's nothing special, just your standard chair, but I'm definitely looking into upgrading from this chair to something more ergonomic and stylish. So if you have any recommendations, leave them down below in the comments section. Again, the purpose of this desk setup isn't just for the aesthetics, but for the ergonomics and productivity it should bring. Like I said earlier, this year I want to be more consistent and productive here on YouTube, and I believe this desk setup will go a long way in helping me accomplish those goals. This is just the first episode in my desk setup series. I will keep adding new episodes to the series as I make changes and upgrades to the setup. I hope you took some inspiration from my home studio and desk setup tour that you can apply to your own setup. And if you made it to the end of the video, thank you. You are the real MVP. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to stay notified. And until then, I'll catch you guys in the next one.